Welcome back to my continued coverage of the 2022 New Japan Cup. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I am the Natural Chris Black of the Saturday Night SlamCasters podcast, independent professional wrestler, and everybody's favorite narcissist. On today's episode, I am covering Night 8 of the New Japan Cup, which took place on March 14th. We are now in the third round of the tournament. Okay, so I'm going to say this. I understand that they want the tournament to stretch out as long as possible, but I don't like the idea of them only having 2 tournament matches and 6 undercard matches. I think they could probably get away with the 4 undercard matches and 4 tournament matches, so I might have to switch up how I do my reviews when it gets to the semifinals, because as much as I do like the undercard matches and they do serve a purpose, I mean, we're all here for the New Japan Cup, so I'm going to cover every match in this card, but I think I'm going to change things up once I get to the quarterfinals. But with that in mind, let's get right to the action. First match, we have the team of Tiger Mask, Taguchi, and Honma defeating the team of Michinoku, El Desperado, and Suzuki. Suzuki-gun attacks before the bell, as usual. El Desperado sticks the bell hammer up Taguchi's ass. And what the fuck is that all about? Okay, that's where you're going to go. It's a match. Nothing is developing after this encounter. Taguchi wins with the ankle lock on Michinoku. Sho runs out and attacks El Desperado again post-match on the outside as he was leaving. Hits him in the head with a wrench, drags him in the ring, and lays him out with the wrench again. So Sho making it well known that he wants El Desperado and he wants a shot at that title. In the next match, we have El Phantasmo, Ishimori, and Bad Luck Fale defeating the team of Giado, Tamatanga, and Tangaloa. I'm surprised that this match happened so soon. Guerrillas of Destiny runs out battle ready. New Japan Pro Wrestling did a great job promoting this program. I am heavily invested. It's an intense match between these teams, and it's personal. Great booking with the whole Guerrillas of Destiny going up against the Bullet Club. Interesting dynamic. Tamatanga is one of the 4 founding members of the Bullet Club and was unceremoniously thrown out of what he helped create. So that's kind of sad, but it makes for a great story. While 2 guys are in the ring, the other 4 are on the outside fighting. Goto distracts Giado, and he caught a sudden death super kick from El Phantasmo and gets pinned. There's a post-match attack on Giado, but it was averted when Guerrillas of Destiny ran back into the ring. This is far from over, folks. We're going to see a lot more of this going on. Guerrillas of Destiny wants to get their claws on the Bullet Club, and probably specifically Jay White. Next match, we have Sanada, Tagaki, and Hiromu Takahashi defeating Dick Togo, Chase Owens, and Evil. Of course, this is a preview for the Shingo versus Owens match and Hiromu Takahashi versus Evil. Evil in the ring with his former teammates, who take turns getting their licks in, and the momentum turned, however, when Hiromu was thrown into the exposed turnbuckle. Bullet Club / House of Torture gets some heat on him a little bit. Shingo's able to tag in, and he starts handing out ass whippings. Sanada tags in and is triple teamed, and Evil distracts the ref while Dick Togo chokes Sanada, but that's broken up by Hiromu. Sanada in the end pins Dick Togo with an Okada roll, and Shingo tells Chase that he will be beating him in 5 minutes. Let's see if he makes good on that promise, because that match should only last 5 minutes. It's a fucking former world heavyweight champion going up against, well, Chase Owens. But we'll see. Next match, we have the team of Aaron Henare and Great-O-Khan defeating Daoki and Zack Sabre Jr. This, of course, is a preview for the upcoming Great-O-Khan versus Zack Sabre Jr. match in the next round. Zack Sabre Jr. gets right in Great-O-Khan's face and is super confident because he's beaten Khan in singles action, more recently in the G1 Climax tournament. Zack and Khan waste no time and they pair off. Khan, being very careful, is not wanting to go to the mat and outmuscles Zack standing up, but if you give Zack enough time, he still is going to grab you and break you down. Henare is yet to tag, but fights with Daoki on the outside when the match is spilled onto the floor. Zack and Great-O-Khan's interaction makes me more interested in their upcoming match. Hanare finishes off Daoki with the Streets of Rage. Zack Sabre Jr. and Great Khan have to be separated to avoid a post-match confrontation. In the next match, we have Will Osprey and Jeff Cobb defeating Yo and Yoshihashi. Yoshi calls out Cobb to start. Yikes, why would you do that? But of course it's because those two will be facing off in the third round of the tournament. They get into a strike exchange, and he actually puts Cobb down with the basement drop kick. Yo comes in and tries his luck against Cobb, but ends up having no luck. It's a fairly decent match. I honestly forgot that Yoshi and Cobb had an upcoming match when I first started watching, mostly because I expect Cobb to be in the finals in his bracket against Okada, and I've kind of overlooked Yoshihashi, which, no shade, you guys know I love Yoshihashi. He's one of my favorite underdogs. Will Osprey hits Yo with the hidden blade to the face for the win. Damn, he is getting very comfortable with nailing folks in the face with that hitting blade, which just looks nasty. Will Osprey and Jeff Cobb are both eyeballing the cup trophy. Could we possibly get a United Empire final? Jeff Cobb versus Will Osprey. We will see. I started thinking about these blocks. Okada, I used to think that Okada just cannot lose at all, but let me throw this out. Cobb could beat Okada, avenging his G1 block final loss, and lose to either Shingo Takagi or Will Osprey. Cobb, because he beat Okada, would be granted a title shot at some point, and the winner of the cup will also face Okada without having to have beaten Okada to win the cup. Now, Okada could win both of these matches. He could win the first one against Jeff Cobb and lose the second match against Shingo and Osprey and not look so bad, because it's not like they had to beat him to win the tournament. So again, these are all possibilities that could happen. I still have my money on Okada because I totally expect him to challenge Kota Ibushi, but we will see what happens. I know it seems a bit convoluted, but again, I guess we'll just see. And in the last undercard match, we have Master Watto and Tanahashi defeating Bushi and Tetsuya Naito. Another preview of Tetsuya Naito and Tanahashi. To be honest, I'm not super excited about this match in the next round. I have my opinions about Tanahashi in a face versus face match. Naito's not truly a face, but I mean, he's face enough. And even Naito at times is not that exciting. I still like him though. They start the match off and Naito is a little more heelish. Not full blown, but a little heelish. Master Watto was still unimpressive, in case you were wondering. Bushi pulls Watto down from a springboard in true heel fashion. Tanahashi wrestles with a little more intensity when he's up against a non-straight babyface. I think they need to do that during their encounter. They need to have Naito being more heelish during their match so the intensity is turned up. Naito is really leaning on the heel side of his tweener-ness. I'm not sure if that's a word, but hey, we'll go with it. If they keep this energy, their match will actually be enjoyable. In the end, Tanahashi delivers a high fly flow on Bushi to pick up the win. So let's get into these third round matches. First one, CIMA defeated Hiroki Goto. Did not see that really happening. Did not have him picked to win. I definitely thought it was going to be Hiroki Goto versus Okada, but it's not what happened. This is the first one-on-one match between these two, and like I said, I just didn't see CIMA winning this one. I just didn't. Good groundwork during the opening stages of this match between these two. CIMA seemed to focus his attacks on the neck of Goto. With his neck compromised, Goto is fighting from underneath. One half of the tag champs is fighting from underneath to CIMA, which, no disrespect, maybe I'm just not familiar with who this dude is. I don't know. I felt weird about watching Goto fighting from underneath against this guy. CIMA was not letting up on this neck attacks. He hits a running Meteora into the corner, followed by a vicious DDT. He tries a top rope Meteora and crash and burned. He lands on his knees and fuck, that looked like it hurt. The crowd is clearly behind Goto. They pull out some really good false finishes, and I'm actually enjoying this match. CIMA hits a reverse Meteora off the second middle rope, then a front Meteora from the middle rope for the pin. I would consider this a pretty big upset, but again, I'm not familiar with CIMA, so maybe this isn't. So I guess it'll be Cena against Okada for the bracket semifinal, and I'm thinking Okada's going to win, but I don't know anymore. Fuck it, I'm still rooting for Okada. I can't see him losing to CIMA. But stranger things have happened. And in the main event, we have Kazuchika Okada, speak of the devil, defeating Taichi. And with Taichi being in the main event, you know Miho Abe had to come with him. Damn, she's fine. Kevin Kelly points out that if Okada isn't eliminated in the first round of the New Japan Cup, he normally makes it to the finals. Is that a spoiler? Is Cobb going to beat him and he not make it to the finals this year? We shall see. I noticed one thing about Okada. As great as he is, he has that nasty habit of clapping before doing a move, which is bad form. And a lot of New Japan guys do it. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine. I hate seeing people just, clap before they do a clothesline, or clap before a drop kick, or clap before an arm drag. It's kind of annoying, and it's a nasty habit to have. Okada's matches, however, are very well paced. Slower start that builds up to the climax. He puts his matches together very well. Taichi is in control of the start, and it's a slow, methodical pace. Taichi starts his fuck you kicks, and he might not want to poke this bear. Okada gains control for a bit after drop kicking him to the outside. It looked like Taichi was going to turn things around again, but gets dumped by a DDT on the floor, or should I say the mat. Taichi's kicks are lethal and can be the difference maker in any match and can turn things around in an instant. Off goes the pants, so you know shit's about to get real. But instead, Okada turns things around with a tombstone and switched between the money clip and Rainmaker attempts in order to put Taichi down. Taichi goes for a Black Mephisto, but Okada is fighting out of it, so he drops him with an Alabama Slam instead, which looked devastating. Personally, one of the hardest bumps I've ever taken was an Alabama Slam by Bob Holly himself. Anyway, in the closing moments, this match was intense. Lots in back and forth hits, with the other popping right up until Okada hit that landslide and then a Rainmaker to finally put Taichi down. Great main event. I'm going to have to put that on my list of top matches of the tournament. Not sure where it's going to go. I will keep you guys updated on which match is where. So far, there are 4 matches on that list. But that's going to do it for today's review. Thank you for tuning in. If you've enjoyed my review and would like to listen to more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so that you are alerted when new episodes are uploaded. You can follow me on all social media. Links are in the description. That'll take you to my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And, of course, while you're at it, be sure to show the SlamCasters some love by subscribing to the podcast, our YouTube channel, liking our Facebook page, and joining our Facebook group. Links also in the description. I want to thank you for tuning in, and until next time, come get slammed.